Hey guys, and welcome to the next video. In this video, we're just going to go through some of the settings of HRefer, and probably the most important setting to start out with is the proxy list. So in HRefer, if you want to get a decent list at all, you have to use proxies. Even if you have like a offshore dedicated server, you have to have a proxy list, because if you're just scraping with one proxy, you're going to get banned from Google pretty quick. So I just created a little diagram to hopefully explain the process a little bit. So let me zoom in here. Oops, that didn't do anything. Okay, so as you can see here, right here at the bottom is your computer, your VPS dedicated server, whatever you're using HRefer on. And next level up is a VPN connection. Now this is optional for HRefer and HRefer. However, I strongly recommend it. If you go down here, click right there. See right here, I have an open VPN GUI. So I'm using a strong VPN. It's a pretty good VPS service. I think it's like $10 a month, pretty cheap. And this way, because on top of your VPN, you're using Elite SOCKS proxies, which I'm going to show you how to get in a second. So this way, even though they're not supposed to leak, somehow if they do, it's not revealing your exact computer. It's just a VPN service. And then at the top is the website. So for you to access the website, it's going to have to go through both your VPN and through the Elite proxies. And that way, you stay safe online. So let me just get out of that. And now we're going to go to the options in the HRefer. Now, like I said, you have to use proxies, otherwise you're not going to get any results, so definitely make sure this is checked. And for mode, you're going to want to go to SOCKS. And for the URL to HTTP proxy, I've created one for you. So you're just going to, here, I'll type it in again. It's going to be http://xrumor.com/proxyc/engine.php. Now, if you just plug this in there, that's going to go to the HRefer Explosion server, and we've got a really good list of SOCKS proxies that you can use for both HRefer and HRefer that are going to work super well. So, and you can use HTTP proxies. However, I would recommend SOCKS proxies because usually they're a lot faster, they're more secure, and a lot less people are using them. So they're not going to be spammed as much, and hopefully you'll get better results with them. So proxy count limit, I usually leave this at 500. That's when it's going to stop scraping proxies. Usually 500. I mean, that's a good number. Timeout, you shouldn't have to mess with that. And then checking options, I would save this as save all only anonymous. That way, only the proxies that are anonymous are going to be saved and nothing else. And then this one, which is auto refresh delay minutes, that's basically how often it's going to refresh proxies. So right now it's at 180 minutes, but I'm actually just going to set that to 60, 1 hour. And that way we're going to get pretty good results. So I'm going to go save and close. Now if you just use the links that I gave you on the HRefer Explosion server to get your proxies, you should get pretty good results with that. However, if you want to use your own proxies or whatever, I'll show you how to do that now. So as you can see, we're in the computer local disk HRefer proxy C. So basically, if you want to have the script that I have on your own server, you just take this proxy C folder and you just FTP it up to your website. And basically in the options over here, what you're going to do is in your FTP, upload it, and then for here, you're going to link to the engine.php file, and then the other file, list. This is basically your source of proxy lists. So basically, every time you open up HRefer and search for new proxies, it's going to go to these websites and scrape their proxies. So I've got a really good list, so if you want, just use mine and you'll get pretty good results. But if not, that's fine. You can put in here whatever you want. And the other option is sometimes people have their own proxies. Maybe they got it from somewhere else. It's a private proxy, which I wouldn't recommend. But if you want to do that, just go into the default HRefer folder. And if you scroll down here to the bottom, there's basically two text files that are going to help you with that. The first one is xproxy, and the second one is xsocks. So if you're using HTTP proxies, which is most likely the case, you're going to edit this file, paste in your proxies, hit save, and then if you're using SOCKS proxies, open up the xsocks. This is what I'm using right now. Paste in your proxies, and don't forget to save. Now, if you use HTTP proxies, private or SOCKS, don't forget to change the setting here. So if you're using HTTP, don't forget to check that little box right there. Okay, and just a few more settings in HRefer. If you look down here, this is where it's going to save the links that you parsed using HRefer. So by default, I just put in there links list ID 10. And this if you just type the name in there, it's going to correspond to HRefer links. So basically, whatever you put in there, it's going to go to the HRefer links folder. So as you can see, I put in links list ID 10, and there's the actual file right there. And make sure you put in a .txt extension. Otherwise, it's just going to think it's just a file instead of a text file. And lastly, we're just going to go up to options here, and we already did anonymity options. Those were the proxies. Now we're just going to go to parsing options. Now, usually most of the time, you're not going to have to mess with these, but later in the video, we'll mess with them a little bit. So I'm just going to show you what it is. Basically, here's query options, and you can see there's a checkbox that says do not use additive words. And the additive words are words that you add on to what you're searching for in order to find forms. So for instance, if my keyword was like Xbox Live codes for free, it would add on maybe powered by PHP or maybe powered by vBulletin. So normally you're going to use those to get good results. The only time we're not going to use those is when we're scraping our competitor backlinks. But for now, just leave that. And then query ordering, usually you're not going to have to mess with this. This is, like I said, if it's words plus additive words, then it would search Google for Xbox Live codes plus, and then the footprint of the form. And this is just vice versa. It would do the form footprint first, and then the actual keyword. I recommend this one though, because it'll give you better results. So I'm just going to hit save and close. Now, a lot of people get caught up on all of these options under parsing options. And the thing is, they want to know, they think that in order to become an HRefer master, or XRM as I like to call it, they have to know what all of each little settings mean. But that's really not the case. In order to become an XRM, you just have to know the features of HRefer and how to use it correctly. You don't have to know what all of these tiny little things mean, although sometimes it's good to know what they mean. But to become an XRM, you just have to know basically the major functions and how to use it correctly. And that's pretty much it for this video. In the next video, we'll scrape our very first list.